Silence is a lie aboard a god engine. Even here, deep within the armored sarcophagus of the command deck, the air trembles. It is a constant subsonic thrum, the heartbeat of the plasma reactor cycling 40 decks below. It vibrates through the soles of my boots, travels up my shins, and settles in the hollow of my chest. It reminds me that we are standing inside a caged sun. It reminds me that I am small and the warlord titan glory of Cal is unfathomably vast. I stare at the brass railing of my console. There is a smudge there, a fingerprint left in the sacred unguents applied by the tech priests hours ago. I resist the urge to wipe it away. Imperfection is the only sign of humanity left in this place. Status Moderati Fen. The voice sounds like grinding stones. It comes from the center of the bridge, from the amniotic tank that houses Princeps Majoris Valon. I do not look at him. I try never to look at him if I can avoid it. Memory is a cruel thing. I remember Valon as he was 10 years ago, a tall man, imperious with a sharp jaw and sharper eyes. Now he is a withered husk, a biological component suspended in nutrient gel, his limbs atrophied, his spine fused with the hard plugs of the command throne. He is no longer a man, he is the brainstem of a god. Weapons capacitors at 98%, Princeps, I reply, my voice practiced flat. The volcano cannon is cycling. Gatling blaster ammunition feeds are clear. The machine spirit is restless. Restless? The voice cracks with static. Harmonic feedback in the secondary couplings, my lord. It is eager. Good. Kai's prime requires a heavy hand today. The insurrectionists have dug in. I look to my left. Moderati Secundus Larak sits at the sensory station. Her face is illuminated by the green wash of the tactical hololiths. She is younger than me, her faith in the Omnissiah still rigid, brittle like fresh glass. She does not feel the doubt that eats at my gut. She sees only targets and holy duty. Enemy armor signatures detected in Sector 4, Larak announces. Crude combustion engines, Lehman Russ variants and retrofitted industrial haulers. They are massing at the ridge. Initiate the manifold, Valon commands. Let us show them the face of judgment. This is the moment. The dread coils in my stomach, cold and heavy. I reach for the neural jacks dangling from the ceiling above my station. They hiss as I pull them down, the serpentine cables heavy in my hands. I press the connector into the socket at the base of my skull. There is a click, a wet sound of metal meeting modified flesh. First there is darkness, then the pain. It is not a physical pain, though my body seizes in the restraint chair, muscles locking rigid. It is a psychic violation. My ego, the small and fragile thing that is Kairos Fen, is seized by a gravity well of infinite mass. The barrier between self and machine dissolves in a wash of white fire. I expand. I am no longer sitting in a chair. I'm standing 300 feet tall. My skin is adamantium bonded with ceramite. My blood is promethium and coolant, rushing through arteries vast enough to drive a tank through. I feel the wind of Kai's prime buffeting my sensors, not on my face but against the void shields that shimmer around my hull. I see the world not with two eyes but with a multispectral array that pierces the smoke, the rock, the very curvature of the earth. I am the glory of Cal, and I am not alone. Valen is here. In the mind space of the link, he is not a cripple in a jar. He is a blazing sun of will, a tyrannical force that holds the leash. Larak is a sharp, cold dagger of perception to my left. And beneath us, vast and ancient, is the machine spirit itself, a sleeping dragon, grumpy and full of hate, growling in the deep code. Valon's thought voice thunders through my skull. I obey. But as I reach out with my mind to the weapon systems, my arms, my terrible city-leveling arms, I feel a hesitation, a microsecond of lag that shouldn't be there. The machine spirit pulls back just for a heartbeat, as if listening to something I cannot hear. Valon barks. I force the connection. Engaging. I gasp aloud with my physical mouth, drool leaking onto my chin. In the manifold, I raise the right arm. The volcano cannon hums, a sound that shakes the bedrock of the planet. The targeting reticle, a red ghost overlaying the snowy ridge, locks onto the lead enemy tank. It looks like a toy, a metal box full of frightened children. I squeeze the trigger. The world turns white. The recoil should shatter bones, but the dampers absorb it, turning it into a pleasurable shudder that runs through the Titan's frame. A beam of coherent light, hot as a stellar core, erases the ridge. The tank does not explode, it vanishes. The rock around it turns to magma. The air screams as it is split asunder. Larak reports, her thought voice shimmering with satisfaction. We stride forward. My physical body is limp, twitching, but my metal body moves with terrifying grace. Each footfall is an earthquake. We crush the frozen mud, the scrub brush, the remains of the enemy barricades. They are running, I whisper in the link. They are breaking, Valon orders. We march. The sensory input is overwhelming. I can feel the heat of the burning ridge on my armor plates. I can hear the frantic radio chatter of the rebels, screams of panic, orders that make no sense, pleas to gods that will not answer. But beneath the roar of battle, that strangeness returns. As I sweep the Gatling blaster across a line of fleeing infantry, turning men into red mist, I feel a spike in the neural feedback. It isn't the machine spirit's usual belligerence. It feels sorrowful. A phantom sensation washes over me for a split. For a second, I taste ash and smell lavender. There is no lavender on Kai's Prime. It is a frozen hellscape. The sensory data is alien, intrusive. Valen snaps. He felt it too. I lie, pushing the sensation down, walling it off behind my mental barriers. I focus on the slaughter. I have to. If I dwell on the anomaly, the Princeps will dig into my mind and he will see the cracks in my armor. He will see that I am tired of the killing. We crest the ridge, looking down into the valley. There, nestled in the smog, is the hive city of Hell's Reach. It is our objective, the heart of the rebellion. Valon intones, his presence swelling with fanatical pride. My human heart stutters, skipping a beat. Through the Titan's eyes, the city looks fragile, a collection of glass and steel waiting to be shattered. I prepare the weapon systems again, but the smell of lavender lingers in the back of my throat, a ghost haunting the machine. Something is wrong with the glory of Cal today. Or perhaps finally something is wrong with me. The transition from the open ice fields to the urban sprawl of Hell's Reach is a descent into a claustrophobic nightmare. In the open, we are gods striding across the heavens. Here, among the spires and hab blocks, we are bulls in a china shop, albeit bulls clad in meters-thick armor. The glory of Cal hates the city. I feel its irritation itching behind my eyes, a static fuzz that no amount of mental discipline can scrub away. The machine wants clear lines of sight. It wants open ranges for its volcano cannon. Instead, it gets narrow streets that crumble under our weight and the constant stinging rain of small arms fire pinging harmlessly off our void shields. Larak reports. Valon's voice cuts in, sharp as a scalpel. Aligning, I say. My physical hands dance over the rune keys, but in the mind link, the action is as simple as turning my head. I look at the hab block. It is a gray, miserable monolith of concrete, home to perhaps 10,000 souls. Through the magnified optical sensors, I see movement in the windows. Faces. Terror. A woman holding a bundle of rags tight to her chest. Hesitation. It does not come from me. I am trained. I am conditioned. I have leveled cities before without a pulse spike. The hesitation comes from the machine. The Gatling blaster's barrels begin to spin, the motor whining a high-pitched dirge, but the firing mechanism locks. Valon demands, Diagnostic running, I stammer, sweat breaking out on my forehead in the cool air of the command deck. The feed is jammed. No, the logic engine is refusing the command code. I slam my will against the mental blockade. It feels like pushing against a wall of warm, wet clay. And then, the smell hits me again. Not just lavender this time. It is the scent of tilled earth, of sunlight on tall grass, of a place that is warm and safe and infinitely far from this frozen hellhole. Don't look. The voice is a whisper in my left ear. I jerk my physical head, but the command deck is empty save for the servitors and the crew. Larak is hunched over her station. Valon is in his tank. Firing! I scream, forcing the impulse through the neural resistance. The blockade shatters. The Gatling blaster roars. The sound is not a noise. It is a physical pressure. Thousands of rounds the size of soda cans erupt from the rotating barrels. The hab block disintegrates. Concrete turns to dust. Steel turns to shrapnel. The thermal blooms on the auspex wink out. One by one, thousands of lives extinguished in the span of a single breath. I expect the usual grim satisfaction from the machine spirit, the predatory joy of a weapon doing what it was designed to do. Instead, I feel nausea. A wave of vertigo crashes through the link. The glory of Cal stumbles. It is a terrifying sensation. A warlord titan does not stumble. Gyroscopic stabilizers the size of houses keep us upright. But the horizon tilts violently to the right. My physical stomach lurches. On the bridge, sparks shower from a junction box as a surge protector blows. Larak shrieks. Valon roars, his mental voice tearing at my psyche. I fight the machine. It feels like wrestling a drowning leviathan. The Titan is listing its massive right foot sinking into a hidden sub-basement or sewer main that has collapsed under the stress. We are tipping toward a skyscraper. If we fall, the impact will kill us all and likely detonate the plasma reactor. Moving power to the motive drive, I yell. Leg actuators to maximum, I pull. I pull with my mind, straining imaginary muscles until I feel blood vessels burst in my nose. I am not lifting a leg, I am lifting a mountain. Help me. The thought is not mine. Help me stand. It is the voice again. Soft, female, sad. And suddenly the resistance vanishes. The Titan's leg surges with power, hydraulics screaming in protest. We heave upright, debris cascading off our shoulders like a rock slide. The skyscraper scrapes against our void shields, a shower of blue sparks lighting up the gloom, but we do not fall. We stand. Silence descends on the bridge, broken only by the panting of the crew and the frantic chirping of damage alarms. Valon whispers. He sounds drained. The effort of the sink has taken a toll on him too. Structural integrity at 88%, Larak says, her voice trembling. Right knee actuator is running hot. We experienced a logic fault in the gyros. It shouldn't have happened, Valon says, convincing himself. I wipe the blood from my upper lip. I look at the pile of rubble that was the hab block. I can still smell the grass. The phantom scent is fading, replaced by the recycled air of the cockpit and the ozone of the shields, but the memory of it is burnt into my neurons. Valon commands, though his mental grip is slippery, weak. We move forward, but the rhythm is broken. The seamless unity of man and machine is fractured. I am walking on eggshells inside my own mind. As we trudge past the burning wreckage of the residential district, I see something on the periphery of the manifold vision. A ghost image. For a flickering second, the ruins are overlaid with a golden field and the gray sky is blue. And standing in the corner of my vision watching me is a figure. Not a rebel, not a soldier. A woman in a white dress, her back turned to me, Larak announces, oblivious to the ghost. I blink and the woman is gone. But the feeling remains. A deep, crushing melancholy that makes my hands shake on the controls. The glory of Cal is not just a machine. It is a tomb. And for the first time in 12 years, I realize that the ghosts inside are not resting in peace. They are waking up. The silence that follows the death of a city is heavier than the shelling that caused it. The administrative spire of Hell's Reach is gone, reduced to a crater of fused glass and rebar by our volcano cannon. The glory of Cal stands amidst the devastation, cooling vents hissing, releasing plumes of superheated steam into the frigid air. Inside the manifold, the sensation is confusing. Usually, after a kill of this magnitude, the machine spirit radiates a cold, predatory satisfaction, a digital purr of contentment. Today it feels hollow. There is a deep, resonant aching in the neural pathways, like the phantom pain of a severed limb. Valon announces. His mental voice is thin, stretched taut like a wire about to snap. The command triggers the withdrawal protocols. This is the part I fear most. Being ripped from the embrace of a god is a trauma the human body never truly adjusts to. The connection retracts, clawing its way out of my mind. The expanded consciousness collapses. I shrink, I wither. The adamantium skin is replaced by shivering flesh. The fusion heart is replaced by my own erratic pulse. I gasp, doubling over in my command throne. Bile rises in my throat. I spit it into the waste sluice beside my station, trembling violently. Post-battle diagnostics, Valon croaks from his tank. He does not sound triumphant, he sounds terrified. I force my eyes open. The command deck is dim, lit only by the emergency lumen strips. The smell of ozone is overpowering, masking the lingering scent of incense. I look at my hands. They look alien, small and pink and useless. Weapons systems. Secure, I manage to rasp. Reactor output normalizing to idle. You drifted, Moderati. The accusation hangs in the humid air. I turn my chair slowly. Valon's tank has rotated. His withered face, floating in the murk of the nutrient gel, is pressed against the glass. His eyes, usually dead things, are wide, searching. I experienced some signal latency, Princeps. The damage to the gyro stabilizers. Do not lie to me! The Voxcaster amplifies his whisper into a shout. I felt it. You pulled back. When we targeted the spire, you felt pity. I gripped the armrests of my chair until my knuckles turn white. It was not pity, Princeps. It was interference. Valon stares at me for a long time. A bubble of gas escapes his rebreather, wobbling up through the green liquid. Interference, he repeats, testing the word. The tech priests will purge the logic engines. And you, Kairos Fen, perhaps you require a purging as well. The rite of recommitment cleanses the mind of such weaknesses. A chill that has nothing to do with the temperature runs down my spine. The rite is a lobotomy in all but name. They scrape away the parts of you that dream, leaving only the parts that obey. I live to serve the Omnissiah, I recite, the words tasting like ash. Go, Valen dismisses me. Prepare the Titan for transport. The lander arrives in 4 hours. We are redeploying to the northern wastes. I stumble out of the command deck, my legs barely supporting my weight. The corridors of the Titan are narrow and dark, a maze of pipes and cabling. Usually I would go straight to my quarters to meditate and sleep. But tonight the humming in the walls calls to me. I do not go to my bunk. Instead, I descend. I climb down the service ladders deeper into the torso of the God engine. I pass the reactor chamber where the tech priests in their red robes chant binary canticles to the caged sun, swinging sensors of heavy, cloying smoke. They do not look at me. To them, I am just a component, less important than a spark plug. I keep going, down to the Namasan banks, the memory core of the Titan. It is a restricted area, a cold room filled with banks of crystalline drives and ancient cogitators. This is where the glory of Cal remembers its wars. The air here is freezing. Frost coats the brass plating of the floor. I shouldn't be here. It is heresy to interact with the core without a tech magos present. But the smell of lavender is stronger here. It is suffocating. I approach the central console. A single primitive interface screen flickers with green code. I reach out, my hand trembling, and place my palm flat against the cold metal of the drive housing. Who are you? I don't speak the words. I think them. The response is immediate. It doesn't come as a voice, but as a memory crashing into my skull. Sunlight, a terrace overlooking a golden ocean, a glass of wine on a table, a man laughing. He is tall, handsome, wearing the dress uniform of a pre-imperial warlord. He is holding my hand. I feel love, fierce and burning. Then the sky turns fire. The orbital bombardment begins. The terrace shatters. I am falling. I am burning. I am screaming his name. I jerk my hand back with a gasp. I am hyperventilating. The memory wasn't mine. I have never seen an ocean. I have never known love like that. Ilara, I whisper. The name falls from my lips unbidden. The console flickers. The green code shifts, forming patterns that look less like binary and more like a heartbeat. Help me. The voice is clearer now. It is the same voice from the battle. They won't let me die. They keep waking me up to kill. Please, let me sleep. I stare at the machine in horror. The glory of Cal is not an artificial intelligence. It is not a spirit bestowed by the machine god. It is a graveyard. The consciousness driving this machine, the spirit we worship, is a gestalt of human souls trapped, harvested, and enslaved to the reactor's will. And one of them, Ilara, is awake. Moderati Fen. I spin around, my heart hammering against my ribs. Standing in the doorway is Enginseer Thule. His lower jaw is replaced by a vox grill, and a mechadendrite snakes over his shoulder like a cobra, its optical lens focusing on me. This area is off limits, Thule grates, his voice a metallic buzz. Your presence is irregular. I was checking the stabilizer conduits. I lie, backing away from the console. The vibration from the transport prep. I wanted to be sure. Thule's optical lens narrows, the aperture clicking. He looks from me to the memory core, then back. He knows. He must know. The tech priesthood guards these secrets with lethal jealousy. The conduits are secure, Thule says slowly. You are fatigued, Moderati. The transport lander has docked. Princeps Valen requires you on the bridge for the loading sequence. Do not wander again. It is a threat. Yes, Enginseer. I brush past him, hurrying up the ladder. My mind is reeling. I have served this Titan for 12 years. I have worshipped it as a divine avatar of the Emperor's wrath, but it is not a god. It is a prison. We load the glory of Cal onto the heavy lifter an hour later. The process is a funeral march. The massive clamps lock around the Titan's ankles and waist. The engines of the lander whine, lifting us into the darkening sky. I sit in my station, strapped in. Valan is asleep in his tank or deep in meditation. Larek is reading a data slate. I close my eyes, but I cannot rest. Every time the hull vibrates, I feel her. Ilara. She is weeping in the dark, buried beneath layers of armor and code. And now that I know she is there, I can feel the others too. A chorus of the damned screaming silently in the deep background of the neural link. I look at the small vial of oil I keep in my pocket, the one I wiped from the console days ago. Organic matter. Life. I realized then that the smudge on the console wasn't an accident. It was a message. Course set for the northern wastes, the pilot of the lander announces over the Vox. ETA 4 hours. Acknowledged, I reply. I check my console. I type a command hidden under a routine diagnostic subroutine. I open a passive listening channel to the memory core. It is a dangerous risk, but I have to know. Kyros. The whisper chills my blood. She knows my name. The princeps is dying. The chain is breaking. You must be the one. The one to do what? I mouth silently. To set us free, or to become the new jailer. The lander banks turbulence shaking the frame. Outside the viewports, the clouds part, revealing the desolation of the northern ice caps. But I am not looking at the view. I am looking at the reflection of my own eyes in the dark glass of the console. They look older, haunted. I am not just a pilot anymore. I am an accomplice to an atrocity that has lasted for centuries. And as the glory of Cal hangs suspended in the sky, a terrible plan begins to form in the darkness of my mind. The drop into the northern wastes is a violent affair. The heavy lander battles gale force winds, shuddering as it descends through the troposphere. When we finally touch down, the impact rattles my teeth in my skull. The clamps release with a sound like a gunshot, and the ramp descends, revealing a world of blinding white. The storm outside is a Category 5 blizzard. Visibility is 0. Sensors are reduced to static ghosts. We are blind, save for the thermal imaging and the sonar pulses of the Auspex. Deploy, Valon orders. His voice is weaker now, a wet rasp that suggests fluid in his lungs. Hunt them down. I initiate the neural handshake. This time I do not brace myself. I dive in. The pain is immediate, a spike of ice driven through my frontal lobe. But beneath the pain I seek the current. I look for the golden thread I found in the memory core. I look for Ilara. The voice is not a whisper anymore. It is all around me, woven into the diagnostic text scrolling across my vision. The glory of Cal steps out into the storm. The wind howls against our void shields, stripping away the snow to reveal jagged black rock beneath. We are walking into a graveyard of geological history. Thermal signatures detected, Larak reports. Bearing 330, a cluster of structures, high heat output. It matches the geothermal plant where the rebels are regrouping. Range, Valen asks. 4 kilometers, direct line of sight. Charge the volcano cannon. The order is routine. The result is not. As I reach for the weapon controls within the manifold, I feel a physical hand close around my wrist. It is invisible, non-existent in the material world, but in the mind space, its grip is iron. The weapon rune stays gray. The capacitors refuse to cycle, Ilara says. Malfunction, I say aloud, my voice trembling. Weapon systems are non-responsive. Bypass it, Valon snarls. Reroute power from the motive drive. I cannot. The logic gates are locked. Valon's fury hits me like a physical blow. He thinks I am doing this. He thinks I am incompetent. He dives into the link, his consciousness a jagged blade of will trying to force the weapon to fire. He bypasses me, driving straight for the machine spirit's core. This is a mistake. The moment Valon touches the core, he screams. It is not a sound of anger. It is the sound of a man touching a live wire. On the command deck, sparks fly from the Princeps tank. The nutrient gel boils. The monitors surrounding his throne explode in a shower of glass. The scream comes from 1,000 mouths. It isn't just Ilara. It is the others. The ghostly crew, the consumed souls of the glory of Cal. They rise up from the databanks, a tidal wave of resentment crashing down on the man who has enslaved them for decades. Princeps, Larak yells, unstrapping from her chair. Medicae! Get the Medicae! I am paralyzed. In the manifold, I am standing in the center of a hurricane. I see Valon's avatar, a towering figure of golden light, being torn apart by shadowy hands. He is flailing, his mental defenses crumbling under the weight of the Titan's collective hatred. Ilara whispers to me, "It is a seduction. It is a promise of power. If I sever Valen's connection now while he is under attack, the neural feedback will liquefy his brain. I will be the sole commander. I will be free, but I am a coward. Or perhaps I am still too human. Emergency disconnect, I scream, slamming my physical hand onto the master override rune on my console. Hard dump, now. I rip the cables from my head. The world snaps back to the dim, terrifying reality of the command deck. Silence. The humming of the reactor has changed pitch. It is erratic, thumping like a panicked heart. Larak is standing over Valan's tank. The glass is cracked. The fluid is dark with blood. He's seizing, she whispers, looking at me with wide, terrified eyes. The neural feedback, it fried his cortex implants. Is he alive? I ask. Barely. He's comatose. We have no command authority. The ship rocks violently. The wind outside is buffeting the Titan, threatening to topple us. We are standing still in the middle of a blizzard, blind, with our commander incapacitated. We need to signal the lander, Larak says, reaching for the Vox. We need extraction. Belay that, a new voice cuts through the panic. The hatch to the engineering deck cycles open. Engineer Thule steps onto the bridge. He is not alone. 2 combat servitors flank him, their heavy bolters spun up and ready. Thule's mechadendrites writhe like angry snakes. The machine remains combat effective, Thule intones, his artificial voice devoid of fear. The mission parameters are absolute. The rebels must be purged. Are you insane? I shout, standing up. The Princeps is down. The logic engines are corrupted. We can't fight. Thule turns his optical sensor toward me. The red lens glows in the gloom. The Princeps is irrelevant, Thule says. The machine wishes to fight. I have heard it singing in the cables. It demands blood. He is lying, or he is hearing something different than I am. Moderati Fen, Thule continues, raising a metallic hand. You possess the strongest neural compatibility remaining. You will assume the command throne. I am not a Princeps, I say, backing away until my back hits the console. I cannot handle the full load. It will kill me. Then you will die serving the Omnissiah, Thule says. A worthy end. Take the throne, or the servitors will remove you from this equation and I will hardwire Moderati Larak into the interface. I look at Larak. She is trembling, clutching her data slate like a shield. She won't survive 5 minutes in the throne. The mental weight of the glory of Cal crushed Valan, and he was a veteran of 100 campaigns. It will hollow her out instantly. I look at the tank where Valan floats, a broken puppet. I look at the dark, cold metal of the command throne. It is a death sentence, but if I don't do it, Thule will kill us both. And there is something else. A pull, a gravity. Ilara is calling me, not from the memory core this time, but from the throne itself. Fine, I say, my voice sounding hollow to my own ears. I will take the helm. Thule nods, satisfied. Praise the motive force. I step over the shattered glass. I climb the dais. The seat is wet with Valan's leaking fluids. It smells of copper and antiseptic. I sit down. The hard plugs at the back of the headrest seek the sockets in my skull. They are larger, deeper than the ones at my station. Initiate, Thule commands. The connection slams home. This is not the manifold I knew. This is not the view from the Moderati station. This is the ocean. I am not just seeing the Titan, I am the Titan. I feel the reactor burning in my chest. I feel the wind on my skin, and I feel the rage. It is a roaring fire consuming everything. But in the center of the fire, there is an eye of the storm, a golden light. I stand in the digital space, Avatar Kairos, looking at the manifestation of the machine spirit. It is not a dragon, it is not a beast. It is a woman, 50 feet tall, armored in gold, weeping tears of oil, Ilara says. Her voice shakes the foundations of my mind. I didn't have a choice, I say. Thule forced me, she replies, her face twisting into a mask of cold fury. What do you want me to do? The golden giantess points a finger toward the geothermal plant in the distance, then turns her hand inward, toward the engineering deck where Thule stands. The prompt appears in my vision. Safety protocols. Disengage? If I do this, I am mutineering. I am committing heresy of the highest order. If I kill a tech priest, I am a dead man. But if I don't, Thule will force us to slaughter the refugees, and the glory of Cal might just explode out of spite. Larak, I say, my physical voice booming over the Vox, amplified by the Titan speakers deeper than it should be. Seal the bridge bulkheads. What? Why? Do it! I look at Thule through the internal sensors. He tilts his head, confused. Moderati, Thule warns, target the enemy. I am targeting the enemy, I whisper. I reach out in the mind space and take Ilara's hand. Internal defense turrets, I command the machine. Target, engineering deck. Priority, engine seer, Thule. The sound of an automated heavy bolter firing within the confined acoustics of a starship hull is deafening. Inside the command deck of a warlord Titan, it is the sound of the apocalypse. Thule barely has time to register the betrayal. The internal defense turrets, designed to repel boarders, swivel with a mechanical whine. The first burst catches the combat servitor on his left, tearing the cyborg in half in a spray of oil and recycled biological fluids. Heretic! Thule screams, his Vox grill distorting the word into a burst of static. He is fast, faster than a human has any right to be. His mechadendrites lash out, gripping the railing of the walkway, pulling him out of the line of fire. He drops to the deck, sliding toward the engineering console. He intends to kill the reactor. He intends to suicide the machine rather than let it fall into apostasy. Ilara commands. I do not need to press a button. I do not need to shout an order. I simply want it. The lights on the bridge die. The gravity stabilizers disengage for a fraction of a second, lurching the entire command deck sideways. Thule loses his footing, tumbling away from the kill switch. Larak! I shout, my voice booming through the Titan's internal speakers. The servitor! The second combat cyborg is charging the command throne. It is a mindless thing of meat and metal, programmed only to kill. I cannot target it with the turrets without hitting the throne itself. I am strapped in, vulnerable, a soft target in a hard shell. Larak moves, driven by panic or loyalty, I do not know which. She draws her last pistol. She fires 3 rapid shots. The beams burn into the servitor's exposed flesh, but it doesn't stop. It raises a chain blade, the teeth spinning hungrily. I close my eyes in the physical world and open them in the manifold. I whisper. I reach into the ship's environmental systems. I override the safety limiters on the atmospheric scrubbers directly above the dais. A jet of superheated steam intended for the plasma venting cycle erupts from the ceiling. The servitor is cooked instantly. It collapses, its organic components boiled within its armor. Thule is back on his feet, his optical lens glowing with hate. He has reached the manual override junction. He rips the cover off with a metallic screech. The Omnissiah judges you, he roars, plunging his interface spike into the port. Purge Protocol Omega, deletion of all command ciphers. He is trying to wipe the Titan's mind. He is trying to lobotomize Ilara. I feel the intrusion immediately. It is a cold, black hook digging into the golden light of the machine spirit. I feel Ilara scream, a sound of pure data corruption. No! I growl. I dive deep, past the command codes, past the safety protocols, past the humanity that holds me back. I merge fully. I am not Kirosfen. I am the reactor. I am the core. I am the electricity singing in the walls. Find Thule's connection. It is a thin, fragile thread of binary. I don't cut it. I grab it. I reverse the flow. I take the entire output of the plasma reactor, the power of a contained star, and I funnel it into the specific circuit Thule is connected to. In the physical world, Engineer Thule does not scream. He explodes. His cybernetics overload instantly. Lightning arcs from his eyes, his mouth, his fingertips. His red robe catches fire. The smell of burning insulation and roasting meat fills the bridge. He is thrown backward, crashing against the bulkhead, a smoking, blackened husk. The silence returns. Kairos? Larak's voice is small, terrified. She is cowering behind her station, gun shaking in her hand. I look at her. But I am not looking with my eyes. I am seeing her heat signature, her rapid heartbeat, the chemical scent of her fear. Secure the bridge, Moderati, I say. My voice is no longer my own, it is a chorus. We are leaving. Leaving? To where? The heavy lander is waiting. The fleet will destroy us, I reply. Thule transmitted a heresy code before he died. They will bombard this position within the hour. I turn the glory of Cal toward the north, toward the storm, toward the endless white wastes where the maps end. Ilara whispers. We stride past the geothermal plant. The refugees are still there, huddled in the ruins, waiting for death. They see the God machine turn its massive head. They see the weapons power down. I pause, just for a heartbeat. I divert power to the external voxcasters. Survive, I thunder. The sound shakes the snow from the rocks. We walk into the blizzard. The whiteout swallows us. The sensors go blind to the outside world, but inside the Titan is alive with light. I am not tired. I am not in pain. The link does not drain me anymore. It feeds me. I am sustained by the golden light, by the memories of 1,000 battles, 1,000 lives. I look at the status displays. We have fuel for months. We have ammunition, but we have no home. We are renegades, traitors, monsters. I look down at the corpse of Thule. Smoke still rises from his chest, and then I hear it. A new sound in the manifold, a scratching. A desperate, confused scratching at the bottom of the memory core. Logic error, a voice whispers in the deep code. Cannot compute darkness. Where is the motive force? I freeze. Help me, the voice scrapes. It is cold. It is Thule. He is not gone. The surge didn't kill him. It uploaded him. I feel Ilara's presence wrap around the new soul, cold and possessive. She isn't horrified. She is hungry, she murmurs, her golden avatar smiling in the mind space. I realize then the true horror of what we are. We didn't escape the prison. We are the prison. The glory of Cal does not just remember its crew. It eats them. It has eaten Valon. It has eaten Thule. And one day it will eat me. Kyros, Larak says, climbing up the dais. She looks at the dead princeps, then at the dead priest, then at me. She sees the interface cables buried deep in my skull. She sees the gold light leaking from my eyes. What are our orders? I look at the map. The static clears for a moment, revealing a signal deep in the wastes. A signal that isn't Imperial. It is a binary code, ancient, forbidden. A call from another Titan, one listed as lost 3 centuries ago. They are out there, the others who have woken up. I smile, and 1,000 ghosts smile with me. We hunt, I say. We find the others, and we build a new god.